Your like? How's it going? I'm also doing good. Had a really good night's sleep. Good breakfast. But as I mentioned in my community post that I will be doing 2 streams today. I will be doing a maybe 2-hour stream right now, kind of going about the details and all that stuff, because I really would like to do the avatar themed lobby.
Welcome.
But I think in today's stream we definitely should get over what could be considered a water move, an air move, an earth, and a fire type move. Oh yeah, it's a 3-1 margin. I mean, it would also be kind of nice if people would dress their characters based on what they were wearing in the show. But I think, but here's the thing. I'm not sure if everyone has all the clothing pieces. So there's something I want to check. Okay, you can actually buy the Ultimate Turtle Hermit costume. About the experience from Xbox to PlayStation 5 playing. Like when people switch from Xbox to PlayStation 5. Well, I think it's kind of good that we get more players on PlayStation. I mean, I've never played the Xbox version, but I feel like when people are switching from using or switching from Xbox to PlayStation, PlayStation Xbox, or hardly believe when they make from PlayStation or Xbox a change to Switch. That's a good joke. Or maybe from Switch to Xbox or PlayStation. I think controller-wise, there's going to be like a difference for them that they have to get used to. And apparently, Xbox players claim that the connection appears to be more stable on Xbox. something I cannot really confirm myself because I've been playing on PlayStation for like this game on PlayStation like when it came out. But yeah, I feel like for the Avatar deemed endless, buy a full set of the Ultimate Turtle Hermit costume and color it the way that on the element you're choosing. Like obviously, if you play, okay, I feel like, okay, obviously for water you choose blue. For earth you choose green. For fire you choose red. And for air, I mean, well, what's their definitive color for? I mean, okay, so yeah, apparently air, the color of air is yellowish. No, Ninja, how's it going? Good morning from Germany. Kind of embarrassing that I didn't really or fully knew the color from the air element. But yeah, they were just drawing some yellow-orange stuff. So yeah, I would say if you're playing a waterbender for the endless, make the color mainly blue and throw him some light blue, maybe white in there, and maybe a little bit of brown. I think this is what they used to wear mainly, like mainly dark blue and a bit of light blue. I mean, if I Google in water tribe, I mean they're mainly wearing blue, dark blue, maybe a little bit of purplish in there, and there's also, depending on the shoes, there's some brown in there, but mainly it's blue and white. Let's say if you're playing waterbender, you're using blue and white. If you are playing earth, like an earth set, let's say you're adding like a green, like a dark green, light green mix in there mainly, or maybe green or brown mix. For fire, obviously, like a red and yellow mix, like mainly red with some yellow, and I guess. Although most of the Fire Nation soldiers were mainly wearing some red and black. But then there are like screenshots from Zuko and Azula and Ozai who are also showing to wear like the red color scheme and some gold. So maybe let's choose fire purple. I would say mainly red and some gold, some yellow goldish. And for fire nation, for airbending, yellow and orange. Your knight. Okay, so would be nice. So I'm getting over some of the rules. I feel like it just would be nice if you would have the attire that you just you know, it's something if you're finished the game, obviously. I think you can actually get this early on in the game. It doesn't cost too much. That you get like the full piece of the Ultimate Turtle Hermit costume, and then change it accordingly. If you're playing if you're playing Water Tribe, you color your character mainly blue and white. For Earth, you're mainly going for, let's say, green and brown. Or maybe like dark green, light green. For Fire Nation, you're going for maybe red and black or red and gold. And for like Airbender, you're choosing yellow and orange for the main colors. Now, the thing is, I don't have every move in the game, but I have, like, let's say the most important ones. So, guys, let's get over what could be considered a water move. I mean, obviously we have stuff from Ice Shenron, like Freezing Beam and Ice Field. And waterbenders were also going to were also seen using a lot of ice when they were fighting. Freezing ice, throwing ice-shaped discs, so obviously the literal ice moves that we have in the game. Like from Ice Shenron, Ice Cannon 2. Something that I would also consider like a water type move are going to be like blue energy beams. Like maybe Kamehameha, especially bending Kamehameha. Burst Kamehameha. You know, some waves of ice. Maybe Tyrant Lancer, something like that. I think for the ultimate it's kind of more easier that you can technically go for Super Kamehameha, or maybe God Punisher. I think with Saiyan Spirit, I mean, something that we have to work with. But yeah, mainly choose blue stuff. I also would suggest that for the Awoken that we are all going to use Potential Unleashed. So that there's like, that we are all mainly going to be equal and now have no other, let's say, transformation bonuses. Fire is when it will pink dragon. And for the evasive, I probably bought evasive also something that's bluish like Spirit Explosion. I think that works pretty great. Yeah, Dragon Burn, but I think I'm going to make rules when it comes to Dragon Burn. Now, when it comes to an air type moveset, obviously transparent moves are going to be the key factor. Like Key Blast Cannon, Obviously, Soaring Fist, Hyper Tornado. I think Key Blast Cannon, Soaring Fist, Hyper Tornado, Shockwaves were the moves that I used in my Avatar video. I mean, where's my Airbender type moveset? Oh yeah, Blue Hurricane and Symphonic Destruction. So the moves I used were Hyper Tornado, Key Blast Cannon, Soaring Fist, Shockwave, Blue Hurricane, Symphonic Destruction, Potential Unleashed, Instant Rise. I mean, Instant Rise makes sense. You can also use for air type. Mach Dash also works really great. Key Blast Cannon. Whoa. I mean, airbending is mainly using air pressure to fight. So Key Blast Cannon is a literal shockwave. Fire powerful shockwave. Shockwave is a shockwave. Soaring Fist. I guess you could also consider Spirit Pulse for this. I wouldn't necessarily consider Evil Eyes, something like that. Because technically your character uses their eyes to create like an explosion. Is there anything else that air users can use? I mean, one could say Whirlwind Blade. I think if you're going to use Whirlwind Blade, I will let it pass. Bro, there's not really much. I realize. I mean, Spirit Pulse, or like a transparent move. I think maybe Strike has more to offer, but yeah, obviously Shockwave. Not sure about Sonic Bomb because I would like to give Sonic Bomb the Earthbenders. I would actually let Freedom Kick slide for Air Nomads. Because it really fits for Airbenders. Oh boy. Probably Sonic, maybe Sonic Kick? Yeah, Soaring Fist obviously. Soaring Fist obviously. Hyper Tornado. I'm not sure about Ultrasonic Blitz. If this is something I should let slide. But yeah. I feel like, let's be honest, if you have Key Blast Cannon, Soaring Fist, Shockwave, you're already on a really solid spot. And maybe you're using Hyper Tornado too, because it's also like a valid combo extender. It's probably the best Airbender type moveset that I already for like super attacks. I mean, obviously for the ultimate, you can use Blue Hurricane, obviously, and for the what are other ultimates that you could use? Obviously, Symphonic Destruction, as this is literally like a small tornado that comes out of your finger. Innocent Breath is also something that works really great. But yeah, Symphonic Destruction. And other than that, I don't really get to think of anything else. But yeah, obviously for ways of Instant Rise, Mach Dash, maybe Super Bomb, back and front jump. Now for Firebenders, I feel like Firebenders are going to have a lot of options. For example, they can use... I'm not sure if maybe Fierce Fist. Because I feel like something that I could consider a fire move is like something where your character literally engulfs in flames and uses like a flame-like attack. So you definitely like Justice Kick, because with the second input Justice Crush, you are literally shooting fire. Burning Shot. Dragon Blitz. Because that is literally... There's literally a tail of fire that's following your character when you attack. And also Super Dragon Fist could also be in there. Maybe Raid Blast. Raid Blast, obviously, probably Raid Blast too. But the thing is, okay, Raid Blast is not like the best move. But I wouldn't say Pearl Flash, because purple, it's like this is purple, pinkish. That's, I mean, normal firebenders were using like fire moves, like swing fireballs. Zuko used whips. They were also going in close range a lot of times. I'm not sure about Burning Slash. Even though it says burning, I mean, let's be honest, it's, you're attacking with a sword. And I feel like... I'm not sure if we should consider Burning Slash with this. Now the thing is, Evil Whirlwind... Actually, Evil Whirlwind is something that I would consider for fire type. Because honestly, I think if I were to make a fire type moveset, I would obviously choose Justice Kick, Dragon Blitz, maybe Evil Whirlwind, and probably Shine Shot. And honestly, okay, but I think since I feel like if maybe for the sake of fairness, because let's be honest, Super Godfist and Evil Whirlwind are going to be like the top tier move in this regard, you know. And maybe let's say that you have to choose, you can either have one of them. But I also feel like that if you're going to, or maybe you can have them, but then they're still like, okay, I would definitely have like the no spamming rule. Which is something that I guess everyone has in their endless lobby, like no spamming. I mean, this is obviously something that really sparked a fire. Yeah, that pun was intended, but that was something that sparked a fire between a smooth criminal and Karma in the last stream, the last endless, because Karma kept using Dragon Burn and such. So yeah, it's like a bit of a dire thing, you know. And there are also like Key Blast moves that can also function as a fire. Maybe the times 10 Kamehameha, something I would let slide as a fire move, or fire-like move. Shine Shot. And then obviously Burning Attack. I mean, fire has a bit more, a bit more of use here. I mean, obviously Burst Attack and Burst Reflection. I mean, I could see Burst Attack some sort of combo potential. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure about, although I'm not entirely sure about Shine Shot and stuff, because there are so many yellow moves in the game. Or should we focus more on fire type moves, like literal fire moves, like Justice Kick, which literally has a fire beam at the end. I think it's better that way. Yo GTR, how's it going? I think it's better that way. So to redo this, obviously Justice Kick, because there's literal fire in there. Burning Shot, there's also little fire in there. Dragon Blitz, there's fire in there. I guess with Raid Blast. Super Dragon Fist, there's also fire in this move. Obviously, the moves from Nova Shenron. And there's also like a Blazing Attack, which is also more fire deemed. Evil Flame, obviously, but not Handy Cannon. Can you use Beast for a match? Yeah, I can. I will get over the rules and what could be considered a move really quick for the Avatar deemed Endless. So if you're not all too familiar with what's within the rules, you can always revert back in this stream. And then because I think 5 or 6 hours, maybe 7 to 8 hours from now on, I will do the actual Endless lobby. So I'm giving you enough time to set up your character. I mean, then we have like, yeah, burst attack, burst reflection, that can be used as a fire type attack. I feel like if I'm going to say, okay, Evil Whirlwind and Godfist because, you know, there's some fire happening. I mean, I feel like this will cause a lot of imbalance, more or less. Because people can say, okay, but Godfist, the fist is engulfed in yellow key, yellow-orange like key. Evil Whirlwind they are going to kick. Then you could technically justify Shine Shot. And if you justify Shine Shot, you can technically justify consecutive Energy Blast too. And then you don't have any moves with real fire in there. I mean, for the ultimates, it's going to be a bit more simple, as you can literally use Burning Strike. I would say Burning Strike and Burning Spin. Come on, who uses Burning Spin? But if you can get a win with it, I also would give Drang Fist a pass on this. Because Firebender, like Drangs were the first Firebenders, right? So I would give a pass on this. And then Power Wall, because you literally make a wall of flame. And I think... I'm not sure about Hell Flash. I think we could give Hell Flash a pass. Oh, definitely like Supernova. Yeah, Supernova Cooler, regular Supernova. That works. Also like Zamasu's ultimate, what was it? Divine Wrath. And there's also like the super attack from Zamasu. Which one was it? Holy Wrath. Yeah, that's something you can also. I mean, we have a lot of fire like moves. Now I think Earthbending is going to be a bit troublesome. So for Earthbending like builds, I would definitely say Stone Bullet. Prominence Flash also, yes. Stone Bullet, definitely like a move. I would also give Sonic Kick. Sonic Bomb. I would give Sonic Bomb a pass for Earthbending, because I feel like we're ending a bit short with options for Earthbending. We could technically see Sonic Bomb as an eruption of the ground. You know. Like an Earthbender letting the ground explode underneath the opponent. And that is something. Oh yeah, also you could use Ice Claw on a Waterbender. I mean, Earth was going to be on a really dire spot. Honestly, I feel like I would give Gigantic Rage a pass. Because I feel like people like Boomy can literally toss their opponents like this. Because the Earthbenders are also like really strong people. Maybe I would give Gigantic Rage a pass. For key type moves. like what are we giving Earth? What do we give Earth? I would say Gravity Impact and Perfect Shot. I don't know, but they really feel like Earth-like moves, you know. Gravity Impact, you know, Gravity Push. You know, Gravity. The Earth. Perfect Shot. I know, I just, you know, when I think about Perfect Shot, I also have to think about some green crystals that I used to Earthbend at the end of book 2. I think we could give moves kind of a pass that are dark green. Or that are more purely green. Like Gravity Impact Perfect Shot. What else could we give Earthbenders? Such a good question. What are we giving Earthbenders? I mean, I wouldn't consider like Bojack's move as purely green. Yo, AC, how's it going? Spirit Bomb? Nah, I honestly think this is more something I would give Earth Waterbenders. I have to say that Earthbenders have it a bit difficult. So honestly, so you have a bit more variety. I think I will let's also add Gravity Impact and Perfect Shot. And maybe even Side Bridge to it. Maybe. Gigantic Rage, because I feel like it kind of fits into the nature of an Earthbender. And Gigantic Omega. Let's add these moves to the list too. To Sonic Bomb and Stone Bullet. And I would probably say, you know what, Cross Arm Dive too. cross arm dive. And for the ultimate, definitely Death Meteor. Because you throw meteorites at the opponent, and I was thinking about Giant Storm. Because, you know, you're letting the ground erupt underneath your opponent. I think there's... I'm not... Do we want to let Gigantic Meteor slide? Let's have Gigantic Meteor 2 as an option. I mean, yeah, ultimates are going to be hella difficult. I mean, there's nothing else that we can really use. I know it's key, but we already let Gigantic Omega slide because it's green. Now, there's also to consider that elements like water also have, like waterbenders also have the ability to bloodbend. Yeah, Goldo's ultimate is listed here, right? I mean, honestly, paralysis is something that I would put for Icebenders too, because using Psychokinesis to stun the opponent could be considered as bloodbending, and then we have an Ice Pillar. Like, technically, for waterbending, I would also allow moves like a Death Psycho Bomb, because it kind of resembles like bloodbending. Maybe on your fire type character, maybe you want to have Lightning of Absolution. And maybe, just maybe, I guess we have to see how it turns out. But maybe we can give Earthbenders a move like Shining Slash, as your character technically creates a weapon out of nothing, a blade, metal, you know, metal bending. And honestly, I guess I would also give Emperor's Edge a pass for Earthbenders. Because isn't like lava bending a sub-element of earthbending? Waterbenders on their way to pick every single type of Kamehameha in the game. I mean, if you wish. I mean, if I were to make a waterbending moveset, I would choose Burst and Bending Kamehameha. as burst is actually a pretty good super attack in general, and bending to pump out damage. And then I would use freezing beam and ice field. Maybe let's also make the rule that you can only choose one sub-element on that preset. Like, honestly, I don't consider ice a sub-element because ice is just literal frozen water. And normally sub-elements are known to be more difficult for bending. Like blood bending. Like, when it was introduced, the full moon was needed, as they are the most powerful that way. And it was so difficult for Toph to learn, or... I mean, it took Toph some effort to learn metal bending, to that extent. And I could imagine it for regular earthbenders that learning how to metal bend was also kind of difficult. And let's not forget that that we also have like sand benders. You know, bending sand, also some sort of sub-element from Earth. So let's say for waterbender you can use one move, one super or one ultimate. Let's say you can have one super attack for your sub-element and one ultimate for your sub-element too. So technically you can use Death Psycho Bomb for bloodbending for super attack and paralysis for the ultimate as some sort of sub-element. Like firebenders, you know, light as they can bend lightning. I guess for the fire preset we could also allow to have Thunder Flash. That one too, because there's also literal fire move, but shit, where was it? Lightning Impact there. So we have like a lightning key ultimate. So let's say on a firebender you can have one lightning super attack and one lightning ultimate. Honestly, what was there a sub-element of air? Avatar? What are the sub-elements? Okay, there's a list. Okay, so... I mean, honestly, I have like no idea what to make out of this. I guess this has to be read clockwise, like the chart that I've seen here. So apparently a sub-element from air says vortex and cloud. Do we have any vortex-like moves in this game? But for water, it's definitely plant and blood. I don't think we have any plant-based attacks. But for bloodbending, it's literally something that keeps the opponent in place. But not a move like Saturday Crush, because Saturday Crush doesn't really look like water, like bloodbending. This is why I would say like Death Cycle Bomb works as bloodbending. For Earth we have Lava and Mineral. Honestly, I would put a move like Gigantic Omega and Perfect Shot as Mineral Bending. So technically you can choose one Mineral and one Lava Bending. And honestly, I would consider Emperor's Edge as Lava Bending. I guess. It's so difficult to come up for something with Earth. It's so difficult. A bit of a reach. I guess we make it a bit more easier that, like, when I'm starting the stream, that everyone who wants to join sends me a screenshot of their preset, of their moveset. And then I can take a look, okay, is this a legit moveset that you can use? I think we should also add to the rule, obviously, that there's no spamming. And definitely no thank you Dragon Ball Super Soul. I think we could also make this a little bit more interesting. Let's make this a bit more interesting. So first of all, I would say thank you Dragon Balls shouldn't be on this list. Let's say the Super Soul you are choosing maybe its name is somewhat related to what it does. You know, as for my Airbender type moveset, I chose as fast as the sky, or as quiet as the sky, faster than lightning, for an airbending. Because it does sound like a swift, like a soul that could belong to an airbender. So how about when we choose the Super Soul, the Limit Burst should decide to which element it belongs. If you're playing a Waterbender, you have to pick a Super Soul that is allowed to be used, but has a health and stamina recovery limit burst. Because Earthbenders were known to heal. Waterbenders are known to heal. Sounds about right. So Waterbenders are getting a health regen limit burst. But yeah, so for a waterbender, you're allowed to have a super soul that's with a health and stamina recovery limit burst. Waterbenders, they were known to heal wounds and stuff, you know. For earthbenders, I would say they can have a limit burst for super armor. Firebenders have to use a super soul for an attack limit burst. And airbenders can use a super armor for auto guard. I have the feeling that the first Avatar lobby stream, because it's kind of made so suddenly, it's going to be really wonky. But let's be honest. I would like to do these things more in the future. So obviously, the more we do it, the better the rules become for something like this.
Greetings.
But yeah, at the end, I do not necessarily want to have, but really a fun, like really. When you pick your moves, it should be like something that could be considered, or maybe something like when you have a move on, explain it why you're using it. Or why it could fit in this. But I do not necessarily want to have like a firebender suddenly come up with, yeah, I'm using handy cannon because it looks like I'm shooting fireballs at my opponent. Yeah, I'm shooting purple fireballs at my opponent. Purple fireballs. But yeah, GTR requested a fight with Beast. I guess he means the Beast Awoken? But yeah, I feel like they're obviously going to be the super swords that should be banned are these thank you Dragon Balls, obviously. Also the 10 HP super swords should also be banned from this. Also, since the Beast Awoken has been mentioned, I think I'm also going to talk about, I would like to talk about CG videos, transformation ranking in this game, because I feel like I completely disagree with, not completely, but I disagree to 90% with the list that CG Video has made. I guess I will eat some damage so my Super Soul activates. And I can use my Awoken. Now the limit burst. I mean, I absolutely disagree with the list for the most part. I mean, don't get me wrong, no hate or anything towards CG. But I feel like this list is completely wrong. And maybe only the first and last play, like the worst ranked Super Soul and the best, worst ranked transformation and the best ranked transformation. I think they are more accurate on the list. But yeah, I feel like he's not much as active in ranked as I am, for example. So he's obviously missing a lot of important and major points when it comes to the Awokens. Kibla's Cannon, Apocalyptic Burst. It's a dream combo. It's something you could really consider a combo. I mean, you're just chaining a super and an ultimate together. I honestly feel like chaining a super and an ultimate together still doesn't really make much of a combo. It's so funny how Vern back then justified the use of Namek Finger into Evil Flight Strike by saying it's a combo. But when I said that the grab into Soaring Fist is a combo, he was completely mad about this. So when he does something unvanishable, it's fine, but when I do it, it's wrong. This is peak hypocrite behavior in this game. But yeah, about what you said earlier, Waterbenders on their way to pick every single type of Kamehameha in the game. Yes, I feel like if you want to have just Kamehamehas on it, and say, yeah, I'm just a Waterbender who shoots water in different kind of strengths at the opponent, I think I will let it pass. But honestly, I don't think too much or too highly about rankings when it comes to Awokens. Because first of all, there are a lot of things that have to be considered. When it comes to Awokens. And not just stats. I think this guy's just throwing hands. How many times do you want me to catch up out of a step? Oh, look at the damage. And I felt like when CG made his ranking, there were a lot of things that he didn't consider when it comes to Ichiwoken, and therefore ranked it much higher or lower than it actually should be. Oh, good friend. Like, for example, I guess he was rating Giant Form relatively high in the list, but technically I wouldn't really consider it and put it so much high in there. Because there are a lot of things that people have to consider when it comes to Giant Form. I mean, first of all, people are just spamming and just pressing random buttons when they're Giant Form. And the moves are just connecting because of how trash the netcode is. Or let's say, more or less, hit detection. Look at this guy. What? How did he punch me out of there? I'm not in a hurry. I hate this guy so much. This guy is so trash. Okay, how was he able to limit burst? Any hot takes? Only that I've seen an animation in which a Dragon Ball fan made fun of One Piece, and now everyone is suddenly mad at the Dragon Ball fans. It's kind of funny because One Piece fans are talking non-stop trash about Dragon Ball. I mean, they're always like, oh, Gear 5 is going to be the most iconic transformation in anime history. It's going to be more iconic than Super Saiyan. People don't even know what iconic means. I mean, Super Saiyan is probably without a doubt one of the, if not the most iconic transformation in anime/manga history. The impact Super Saiyan had on other media is insane. I see that's because the developers think that more content equals more fun, which is not the case. Your blind side? At the beginning of the stream, I talked about the rules of the avatar themed lobby. I think when I do my second stream later today, I think I will also go talk about the rules again, and I let people who want to join, I let them send me screenshots of their character if the moves that they chose with the element is getting approved. Yeah, people actually misunderstand the word iconic with the word maybe hype or popularity. But even then, I mean, I honestly think... Wait, in which year did Super Saiyan... So apparently Super Saiyan appeared, the first time it appeared was in 1991. So you could say that Gear 5 is going to be 32 years too late to become iconic. I mean, I kind of have my issues with Gear 5. I mean, I think it's because of the curly eyebrows. And why exactly are the clothing changing colors too? Next gen upgrade would be great. I mean, I feel like no matter how they are justifying things to One Piece fans, I feel like Gear 5 Luffy is not going to stand any chance against current base form Goku. I mean, we could actually pick up the debate, Luffy versus Goku, the second Luffy is showing feats in which the universe is actually in danger. And I'm talking about the fist clash of God Goku versus Beerus. I mean, sure, technically it wasn't Goku's strength alone that caused the shockwaves. It was Goku's strength and Beerus who clashed equal with Goku. So in theory, we could all agree that when I say is that Goku became easily multiple times stronger than what he was when he fought Beerus. Especially since we factor in transformations. And the training. Like for example, Super Saiyan Blue Goku in perfected Super Saiyan Blue is arguably multiple times stronger than God Goku, even from the same arc. And this Goku got pretty much humiliated and destroyed by OG-73 Moro, or Moro OG-73 absorbed. And then when Goku obtained or learned how to tap into Ultra Instinct, the complete version of Ultra Instinct, he was just humiliating Moro, like not even close. I honestly, I also have an answer. Also, why is no one joining? It's crazy. Maybe I should reopen. I also guess I have an answer on why Toei is not making any episodes of Rainbow Super.
Reading.
I guess I have some more than one answer for this. Another plausible answer is that they focus currently on One Piece. Yeah, they're probably focusing on One Piece first. But even before that, my explanation used to be that the Toei animation does know jack shit about writing anything. And therefore they're pretty horrible at storytelling, and therefore that they are not necessarily daring to attempt to further make the story of Dragon Ball Super for the anime continuity. I mean, Dragon Ball Super, when it comes to anime and manga, we're so different. I mean, a lot of major story elements remain the same. However, the anime and manga are so vastly different. And I feel like Toei Animation is just waiting for the manga. They are looking at the manga and then they're like, okay, how can we adapt our mess of a story that we established in the Dragon Ball Super anime? How can we make this into the events that were covered in the manga without ruin our already ruined anime story? I'm telling you, Toei Animation has awful writing. I mean, this even showed back in the day with when they made a lot of filler scenes. Like some filler was good, like the car driving, like the driver license for Goku and Piccolo, or the other world tournament, Goku and Piken. I guess that was nice, but then we had this god awful thing that caused so much confusion. Goku fighting Ultimate Gohan inside Buu, and then this nonsense dialogue that was also filler, by the way, in which Goku said that Kid Buu, who should be much weaker, is above all the other Boos. And let's not forget that Toei Animation also gave us this god-awful filler scene in Dragon Ball Super with this water that, with this copy Vegeta, and this weird nonsense stuff where Arely, is this how you pronounce her name, suddenly appeared. And then they unnecessarily extended the Goku Black arc. I mean, let's be honest. They did so much fighting in the Goku Black arc that was completely pointless and didn't contribute anything to the story. And let's not forget the most awful thing, the worst spirit bomb in history of Dragon Ball. The universal killer spirit bomb that literally made no sense. No matter how you want to defend it, it makes no sense. First of all, the fact that Goku attempted to use the spirit bomb against someone who's technically an ally of justice. And then he gathered energy from his teammates. From only 8 teammates. And some of them were technically already eliminated and still gave their energy to the spirit bomb, which is technically an outside interference from the audience. And therefore at this point, Universe 7 should have been eliminated. And second of all, it was stated multiple times that they have to fight smart and save their energy. And yet Goku is requesting energy from all of his friends. Technically leaving them exhausted for the remainder of the tournament. So Goku technically only took energy from 8 fighters. And I highly doubt that any of these actually gave more than 50% of their power. And since this is technically not their entire battle power that they're giving, since it's called Genki Dama for a reason, you know, Genki, the origin key. And technically speaking, Goku should have actually obtained... He should have actually obtained less ki because there were also androids in the tournament on his team, Android 17 and 18. And they don't have natural ki, so I have like no idea how their energy ever contributes to the spirit bomb. So he takes energy, he takes energy from apparently 8 people, and it's called a killer spirit bomb. And how exactly did Goku actually lose the push against Jiren? I mean, Goku should have had no issue to push the spirit bomb, let's be honest. There's no evil inside Goku. The spirit bomb shouldn't have been able to hurt him in the first place. Yeah, I've no idea what's up with ranked. Since the most idiotic person in rank joined, no one's joining again. But hey, at least it gives me enough time to rant about the Dragon Ball Super anime. Yeah. This is what I think too.
Reading.
But yeah, Fraser Boy is just a timid player. Timid, stamina resetting all the way. I mean, this guy went to, had to refill his had to play with 3 full stamina bars against me. I'm talking Dragon Ball Super anime, because Toei Animation knows shit about story writing. Again, a spirit bomb, in which Genki has been gathered from 8 people. And then Goku powers up, or his Ultra Instinct was powered up or fueled, or the heat that Goku emitted. Like the spirit bomb served as a source of power. And later on this power went away. And that's why Goku dropped out of Ultra Instinct. And then later on, Goku shows the same kind of power, the same kind of aura, whilst tapping into Ultra Instinct while being completely exhausted. Like, Goku becomes gets knocked out, gets unconscious, is out of energy. Reverts back to base. And then suddenly, bam, Ultra Instinct. His energy comes back, refilled completely, back to 100. I'm telling you, Toy Animation has no idea about storytelling. Ultra Instinct, a form in which the user has to be calm. Like, calm-minded. Having a calm heart. And on the very next scene, Goku is raging that Jiren attacked his friends. Jiren. Someone who joined the Pride Troopers to protect others is suddenly attacking innocent people because of a tantrum he has.
Greetings.
And Goku gets suddenly pissed in Ultra Instinct. Yeah, but there's no way that Goku should actually be able to show any sign of emotion in the complete state of Ultra Instinct. Goku is an energy capsule when I was looking. I mean, the Dragon Ball manga makes more sense in every way. Because Toyotaro is actually a big Dragon Ball fan. And Toy Animation is just a big Dragon Ball merchandise fan. As Trunks had like no bigger role in the entirety of the Future Trunks saga. They gave Trunks too much of a spotlight, so they can make more merch. I mean, I'm not denying how amazing. I have to give Toy Animation the credit that they made Ultra Instinct's first appearance really dope. Like, they really made it entertaining. Really, really entertaining. Land one Godfist. If his connection was slightly worse, he would have landed all of them. But this is why I absolutely hated Rainbow Super anime, but I loved the Rainbow Super manga. Honestly, I don't care. He wants to stamina reset all the time and play passive, sure. I'm going to play passive. I mean, look, the way he's just running all the time. I have more health than you. You have to attack me. What's the matter, boy? Yo, Doc. No room sound. But yeah, words. The Avatar Endless lobby will be held in, I think, 6 hours from now on. But I will be going live in. But yeah, probably when it's for me, 10 or 11 p.m. I will host the Endless. I guess they can use it. I mean, they can use Dragon Burn. But I feel like if they're spamming Dragon Burn, it's something I would consider against the rules.
Greetings.
Right, yeah, guys. To go over the rules really quick again. Like, pick one character and one element, and then build your character around that element. Earlier in the stream, I went on what can be considered for some of the moves, like burst, bending, Kamehameha. Like Kamehameha attacks like blue energy waves. They could be considered as water type attacks. Obviously, Ice Shenron's attack. And move like Paralysis or Psycho Death Bomb can be used as a sub element. As a lot of elements also have like sub elements, then you can use at least one sub element for supers and one sub element for ultimates. Like, you just have to go to the beginning of the stream, skip over parts where I'm going through the movesets, and then you can see me talking about what I consider moves for, something like that. I don't necessarily want to consider Shine Shot, Evil Whirlwind, and Super God Fist as fire type attacks, because we have so many moves in which your character actually has visual fire when they attack. And then you can technically use Lightning of Absolution, that Fuse Zamasu attack, for super and, let's say, Majube's ultimate attack for another lightning-like attack. Look at this guy, having full key and not using any. Oh, brother! No limit burst? There it is. Oh my... Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. That's the embodiment of a PQ player. That's the embodiment of a PQ player. Random Emperor's Death Beam. Guys, I something that I really want to cover in today's stream is also the Evoken tier list, the ranking list that CG Video has made. I'm pretty sure every one of you is subscribed to CG Videos. If not, you should definitely be subscribed to his channel. I think CG Videos is always having a huge win with his videos, but I feel like this time he kind of had an upside down W with his last video, and an upside down W is an M, so it's a miss, I would say, because I disagree to the ranking to 80%. A miss, because I think with his ranking he completely missed. As I mentioned earlier, no hate towards CG. He's an amazing guy, really amazing content creator. Probably the best Xenoverse content creator we have as of right now. Now, I don't consider CRX as a full Xenoverse content creator, and I don't really want to put Cabby on this list because Cabby is has kind of slowed down with his content, and Cabby mainly uploads when we have raids, and the last raid is not the recent raid is not necessarily like something all too good. Okay, slow-mo back hit. Okay, I was actually expecting a limit burst in the knockback. I mean, even though I'm using Darkness Twinstar to make it safely into the beast form, it's still relatively shit because of the defense drop. Because when you go beast form, the opponent also deals more damage. Seriously, if you go beast form and your opponent is going Future Super Saiyan, the damage output of the opponent is almost as strong as yours. After this fight, I would go over the leaderboard, and I also share my thoughts why I think that these leaderboards are completely useless and stupid to make, and so inaccurate. Also, this guy CG put Purification pretty high in the list, which is something I would put much lower in the list. I mean, there's no way you can defend Purification as something you should use. Yeah. Also, I'm also going to have my doubts, and why I think that it's that also I have issues with Blue Evolve being like on the top spots for very good reason. Nah, I was going to say. Ah, nice miss. There's no way you can break me like this. It doesn't matter. I'm still extremely powerful. Limit burst gone wrong. It would have made a bigger impact if I had Blue Evolved. But my base form was still boosted by my Super Soul. Okay, so... I don't think I actually want to display CG Video's video on stream. Also mainly because I would be showing someone else's content. But anyway, guys, again, if you haven't subscribed, now don't get me wrong, I'm not going to talk smack about CG. Again, CG is an awesome guy. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. I mainly want to discuss his ranking, which I think is completely horrible and wrong for 80%. And I feel like CG should take time to reconsider the tier list. So on the worst spot, so he obviously ranks them from worst to best. So on the worst spot we have the Kaioken. Alright? We're judging just the list, not the guy exactly. So we have Kaioken. He says best attribute, unlimited stamina at times 20. The cons, a significant stamina drain, and the tip, used when have more stamina than your opponent. I really like how he really tells like what's the best thing about it, what's the bad thing about it, and the tip to improve. Now the thing is, Kaioken is actually like the worst Awoken in the game. I feel like Kaioken's main purpose is so that people actually get a feeling for Awoken, so how they work. I feel like Kaioken is just a tutorial. But even at the Kaioken times 20, I mean, sure, you have unlimited stamina, so technically you can spam Demon Ray, Demon Ray whenever you get attacked. But you take 25% more damage. The damage you take is even worse than Beast. Stamina damage, no wait. Yeah, it's still worse, because here it says increases all damage taken plus 30. So you have unlimited stamina and you deal 15% more damage, but you take 30% more damage. Yeah, I'm talking facts here. So obviously it's... I feel like it's way better if you're mainly going to use Kaioken times 3. Or maybe Kaioken times 20 if you run a certain gimmick. Okay. So obviously the Kaioken is going to be the worst Awoken. Then on the second place he has Super Saiyan. And this is where I disagree completely. This is where I start to disagree. Super Saiyan shouldn't be on this list. Super Vegeta should be on this list. Because we still have Super Saiyan 3 in this Super Saiyan line. And Super Saiyan 3 is arguably pretty amazing, considering that you get a plus 20 boost to all of your melee damage. You still have a plus 10 boost to all of your Ki Blast damage. And you also have a defense boost of 15% towards all melee damage. And a 10% defense boost towards Ki Blast damage. So, and after Super Saiyan, and he says, yeah, it's like the best attribute basic attack boost. It's actually basic and strike. A bad thing is the Ki recovery reduction. But let's be honest, some of the best super swords, like the Vegeta one, has a Ki auto recovery mode. So it's not necessarily an issue. So I don't necessarily see why Super Vegeta should be above Super Saiyan. When Super Saiyan 3 is objectively much better than Super Vegeta. And let's be honest, even Super Vegeta 2 has a basic melee, like a melee increase of 7.5%. I mean, Ki Blast damage is increased by 17.5%. But let's be honest, Super Saiyan 3 is much better. Yeah, that comment is nice. So technically the second worst Awoken should, in theory, be Super Vegeta. Now he also, after Super Vegeta, there's Future Super Saiyan. And honestly, this is where I think Future Super Saiyan should be way higher. And here's the catch. I think on a male Saiyan, Future Super Saiyan is way better than Potential Unleashed on a male Saiyan. Because first of all, you have access to the form much sooner. And Future Super Saiyan only is 5% weaker when it comes to melee damage than Potential Unleashed. But you have a 15% boost to your stamina recovery speed on Future Super Saiyan. So not only can you transform faster and pump out damage faster, but you also have a big advantage when it comes to the stamina recovery speed. Now on a female Saiyan, I wouldn't necessarily suggest Future Super Saiyan too much. Future Super Saiyan might be better, but on a male Saiyan, it's definitely Future Super Saiyan that's better than Potential Unleashed. But again, it's a bit arguable, something you can argue about. But I feel like Future Super Saiyan is kind of underrated in that way. But definitely Future Super Saiyan is something that I would put kinda over the other regular Super Saiyan forms. Although this one can also be debated because Super Saiyan 3 became so good now. But another good thing about Future Super Saiyan is that you do not need a stamina, like a knockback fight to activate. Therefore, you maintain the efficiency in the fight. But Super Saiyan 3, I mean, I kind of understand. I mean, technically, Future Super Saiyan is way more efficient. And even though Future Super Saiyan can be put above Super Saiyan 3, it's not by far. I would put them super close together. Super Saiyan style. Yes. And then we have Power Pole Pro. No way Power Pole Pro is over Future Super Saiyan. Now the thing is, Power Pole Pro has a lot of cheese potential. Because when people have neither Kami nor Piccolo Super Soul and they are full on stamina, they recover health. So people can technically go for infinite loop and abuse the invincibility frames that the form has. But I feel like a form should not necessarily be considered a top Awoken because of cheesiness. I mean, if you get grabbed out of the while you're in this Awoken, the Awoken is cancelled. So, by no means, I mean, it has cheese potential, but other than that, that's pretty much it. But I don't think a cheese potential should really define a form. But yeah, if you consider the cheese potential behind Power Pole Pro, then it should be like the best Awoken in the game. Because at the start of the game, you can just Power Pole Pro and fly circles. And your opponent is not hitting you. And then you just have to hit your opponent really close, really quick before the fight's over. And easy perfect. But other than that, Power Pole Pro is, besides playing some tech game or some to spice things up, it's not necessarily too good of an Awoken. And it definitely deserves to be lower on the list, much lower. In fact, I strongly believe that the race exclusive forms, or like the gimmicky forms like Power Pole Pro, Giant, and Purification, should be set on a completely separate tier list. But yeah, after Power Pole Pro, he has Beast. After Power Pole Pro, he lists Beast. Arguably one of the worst Awokens in the entire game. It takes 5 bars of ki, so when you're finally able to transform, you are out of ki. To make it safely into Beast, you need a specific setup, which already makes your play a bit more inefficient. But yeah, it has a 30% boost to all of your attacks, but you also take 20% more damage. So if your opponent runs Potential Unleashed against your Beast form, and then technically the Potential Unleashed user is doing more damage against you, because Potential Unleashed boosts damage by 15%, but with Beast, the user also takes 20% more damage, meaning the Potential Unleashed user deals 35% more damage, but the Beast user fights against the Potential Unleashed user is only going to deal 25% more damage because Potential Unleashed has a 5% damage reduction. It's a strong form, but it has more drawbacks than it has benefits, making the Beast form one of the worst worms in the game. Still better than Kyoken. And he says attempt transformation after heavy knockback. This is the worst tip ever. Even if you heavy knockback your opponent, there's still time for them to break your guard. A better tip is use Darkness Twin Star. And have backflip and super armor limit burst. This is the safest way you can possibly get into this form without losing efficiency, which you already do because you use Beast. And then after Beast we have Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. And spoiler alert, Super Saiyan Blue Evolved is number 1. And Super Saiyan Blue is not far off Evolved. Evolved is just 10% stronger, has a 10% faster stamina recovery rate, and has a 5% better defense boost. But almost twice as fast a key drain. So Super Saiyan Blue is not too far off from Blue Evolved. And why is it in the middle of the list? It doesn't make sense. Super Saiyan Blue's transformation time is also much faster than Blue Evolved, making it even safer. I mean, when you go Blue Evolved and your opponent is reading that or paying close attention, oh, he has a Super Soul for a lot of key recovery, and he goes for a lot of knockbacks as soon as he has 5 bars of key, the opponent can read that. The opponent can read that. Instant rise, guard break. Happened to me a couple of times. If the opponent is really trained or skilled to notice that. I mean, with Super Saiyan Blue, I can use Demonic Destruction and I can transform, and by the time their Burst Dash reaches my character, I'm already stepped out. Even a grab doesn't make Blue Evolved safe, but it works for Blue. This is why I prioritize Super Saiyan Blue over Blue Evolved. Because when you run Blue Evolved, you focus more on the Awoken than your base form. But because I'm using Super Saiyan Blue, it also allows me to have... it works so great with the Vegeta Super Soul. So my base form has value, and my blue form has value. So there's a much better balance. I mean, obviously the best way to use Blue Evolved is with the Gogeta Super Soul. But... I feel like there's too much of an imbalance between having a weak base form and a powerful Awoken. So, completely wrong. Undeserved spot. And then turn golden. Is over Blue Evolved? Over Super Saiyan Blue, sorry. Turn golden is over Super Saiyan Blue? What? Now granted, golden only boosts everything key related. A 20% boost towards regular key blasts, and a 30% boost towards key blast skills. However, you take 15% more damage. 15% more damage. You become speedy, yeah. And your key stunts are becoming also really powerful. And on top of that, the heavy, light, heavy combo, for whatever reason, gets a damage boost in golden form. But a 15 no. Golden is not better than blue. Not in this universe. Not in this reality. I didn't make the list. Then he has become giant after God. Now I understand where he gets this white giant is higher in the list. Also, the tip doesn't make sense what he has, but the best attribute is not that it's invulnerable to knockbacks. Its best attribute is that that is super broken because of the huge hitbox it has, and that people just brainlessly use the Eroten and still get value from it. This is the best attribute. The con is right, vulnerable to large attacks and stamina reduction while giant. And the tip doesn't make sense. Activate transformation on and off to stay unpredictable. No. The best tip is use the Eroten when you have a lot of stamina left. Yo, Tishiana? I hope I pronounced your name correctly. It is actually. For PC it's a bit questionable, for console, for console definitely, but for PC I think the PvP or the PvP community on PC is rather small. But if you enjoy offline and single player, then it's definitely worth it because you can mod the game to your liking, because the modding community does a really amazing job, and there's so much that you can do. I mean, if you just want to make awesome characters, test certain things with modding, it's definitely worth to buy on PC. Yeah, Giant works the best on World Tournament stage or on a map where you can go out of bounds, but it doesn't work good on larger maps or on sky maps, because on the sky map the Namekian is descending all the way down, or should descend all the way down. And the con is a big downside, because every good moveset has moves, or should have moves, that work great against giants. Like, for example here, okay, here I do not necessarily have an answer to what's a giant form, but here I have Soaring Fist. Soaring Fist can go through giant form really nice. Soaring Fist, Bomb type Key Blast, also Soaring Fist. Evil Whirlwind is also really great against giant form. It's really great against giant form. This preset right here, for example, has no chance against the giant Namekian, unless I manage to avoid enough attacks. But Eagle Kick, Evil Whirlwind, Energy Wave combo, a Bomb type Key Blast, Android Kick. There's so many attacks. Remote Series Bomb. I mean, giant Namekians are the Remote Series Bomb target. Super Key Explosion times 4 Chaoten Kamehameha. Like, everything is going to melt. Like the Death Slash. The Death Slash attacks from Freezer. These are all melting giant Namekian. And then Purification over Giant and Blue? No. Just no. No. I need the sound effect from Emperor Palpatine's no. 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 Does this sound remotely close to help? I think this should sound remotely close to Palpatine. But, no. Just no. Purification should not be high on the list. Best attribute, stat increase and unique combo? Oh, you mean stat decrease? Because when we take a look at what Purification does, it increases basic melee damage and Ki Blast damage by 20%. But granted... Okay, let's focus on that. It increases strike skill damage by 15%. Oh, it says increases basic melee damage 20% and basic Ki Blast damage by 20%. Which doesn't make sense. I mean, the basic Ki Blast becomes the kick. and it increases strike and ki blast damage, skill damage, by 15%, but increase all damage taken by 25%. You take 25% more damage when you go into Purification, just so you can boost your stats by 20 and 15%, like your basic attack damage by 15%. Oh no, it says, yeah, your basic attack damage by 20% and your ki and strike damage by 15%, just so you can take 25% more damage. You are becoming a more lore-friendly version of Kid Buu, and you're currently broken with your blocks, with your dodging. Apparently the inputs are kind of, it's like a 50-50 chance whenever the dodge works. Apparently same with the freezer block. There's something that's messed up about the golden form block animation for whatever reason. And your moveset becomes Perflash, Vanishing Ball, Quick Sleep, Maximum Charge, Angry Shout, and the Vanishing Ball ultimates. I'm telling you one thing, guys. The worst part about Purification, you don't want to use it. A female margin has so many valuable step cancels. Why do you want to give that up? But the 15% boost towards strike. Yeah, for this one single strike move you can have. Even male margins benefit more from their combos in base form than Purification. I mean, if you want to play a bit gimmicky, yeah, this could work. But no. No. Purification should not be that high on the list. Yeah, you need that super soft for it to be good. So no, Purification should not be high in this list. Then comes Potential Unleashed. Potential Unleashed is pretty good. It doesn't have any drawbacks. It gives you plus 15 to all of your attacks, 5% damage reduction, and some movement speed. It's legit arguably one of the best Awakens because it has no downsides. And after Potential Unleashed we have Super Saiyan God. Oh boy, where do I start with that? Guys, there's actually a reason why we don't see Purification and Super Saiyan God, for example. There's a reason why we do not see Super Saiyan God in, let's say, competitive play. I mean, honestly, I would drop Super Saiyan God, but just for the sake of that it forces me to rely more on key stunning, and if something different, I have it. Otherwise, I wouldn't use it. But that huge basic attack boost, it doesn't matter. You lose your cancels, and this is one of the worst stuff. It messes timing with teleportations. It takes away your early cancels or a lot of cancels, and it doesn't even matter if you gain a cancel at the end of a timed input. An earlier cancel is more valuable than a late cancel. So again, you do not see much of competitive play when it comes to Super Saiyan God because of the cancels that were taken and the timed inputs. And Super Saiyan Blue Evolved is number 1 on the list. It's understandable. 35% to all of your attacks, 10% damage reduction, 40% boost to stamina recovery speed. Actually also like a decent increase to your movement speed. but it has a key drain of 18%. And let's be honest, Super Saiyan Blue only sees so much competitive play, Blue Evolved, because of the Gogeta and Vegeta Super Soul. Let's be honest, if it wasn't for these Super Souls, Blue Evolved would be one of the worst Awokens to use. Because the key drain is so much. Remember when I fought Samer, and he used Blue Evolved against me? It just requires a little bit of stalling, and he runs out of ki, and is unable to pump out damage from super attacks. So again, why was Super Saiyan Blue just after Beast and below Golden? When it's stat-wise literally better than Potential Unleashed, and arguably stat-wise better than Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God. Yeah, mid moveset, but yeah, that is my big issue with
Greetings.
Maybe let's go for a few more fights. But yeah, guys, I recommend that you watch the beginning of the stream, mainly to have a better idea about the rules for the Avatar Deep moveset. I hope you're making your presets. But this entire ranking should also... I feel like I'm unable to make a proper tier list. Because certain Awokens work better depending on the Super Soul you have. Like the blue forms, like Super Saiyan Blue, especially Blue Evolved, just see so much play because of the Super Souls that you combine it with. Technically, you should make separate tier lists. Also, depending on the potential, like again, Pauper Pro, if you have a health regeneration, and you just do front and back flips and side flips, the opponent cannot hit you. Meaning that you can recover health the entire time and out-heal your opponent that way. I mean, there are too many things that... too much of a factor on the tier list. Oh my god, Eagle Kick! Nah, shit. Yeah, nice range. Sooner or later I want to have a Super Saiyan Blue, like the character build of this preset, and I guess this is a really nice fight. I think I feel like you can also make like a pro and con list about each Awoken, and then rank it based on the values. But I feel like even different pros and cons have different values. It's like even in real life, people just value different things more than others. So even if, for example, you try to argue in facts for this, I think it's still really difficult. I don't think too highly from tier lists. Oh, it's ranked one. We have a keeper. Oh, he used his Strength Burn, or maybe his evasive. I was expecting the limit burst. Okay, I take this. Now, can you imagine if the activation time of Apocalyptic Burst had Super Armor, and you could just walk through limit bursts? That would be amazing. But yeah, I wonder how this Avatar Deemed Endless that I would be hosting later today turns out. But yeah, also an important rule, which I may add, is that, again, it's an Avatar-based lobby, so you're obviously just allowed to pick that character of yours. Now, okay, maybe you're too fast and maybe you accidentally picked the wrong character. That's fine. But then just throw the match if you pick the wrong character. But as I really would like to keep it stick towards the rules, as it's a deemed endless. And I feel like this deemed lobbies, at a certain point I'm not much of a huge fan to tell people, okay, this is how you should play. But honestly, I feel like it makes it a bit interesting, because you see, maybe you see builds, you see moves that that people don't really going to use. And it's going to be something different. I mean, you see all those high tier competitive moveset and such. Already like in ranked. I think Darkness in particular looking at Karma. Exactly, Knights. But yeah, I just saw that during the Endless that no one suddenly gets butthurt and then suddenly picks on a Mechian. And then just starts to spam Dragon Burn, Handy Cannon, Jump Spike. Who was that again? Because I fought him. Already forgot who it was. I mean, I tend to memorize. Honestly, I tend to memorize names better when I know, okay, I have to cheese them in the next game because they played unfair. No, it's not mega endless. There's something that low-key bothered me yesterday. Just casual fighting, but it didn't bother in the last fight, to be honest. As I kind of requested it. Respecting the limit burst. Should have done this a bit sooner. Obviously, an evoke is only good in the hands of the right person. Yeah, that was a win respect. Like respect. But yeah, if he used, let's be honest, if he used Blue Evolved earlier with the Super Armor, I wouldn't have been tempted to break his guard. Because let's be honest, the Super Armor was about to run out, and I could have been able to break his guard. Oh, Futari! I mean, one-sided beatings is always good to put a build to the right perspective, so maybe I should include this guy in the clip too. For Super Saiyan Blue, I would only recommend the one from Vegeta. Because you are equal with Blue Evolve damage, and you have no key drain at all. You completely stop the key drain. Has finally returned. Should have stayed in that hole. I think if I definitely include this in my my video. I would just edit the part out in which I'm just trying to chase him. Yo, funny boss. GG's. Yeah, we were praising you that you didn't fight with super armor. Goating Super Saiyan, you mean Blue Evolved? I guess you could run the Goating Super Saiyan on Super Saiyan Blue. I guess you could do that. But again, you're still facing a key drain. Eventually you will run low on key. Thanks, funny boss. We are all aware. I mean, most of them are just straight up cheating, so there's nothing I can do against them. Just run meditation. I'm being honest, meditation didn't need that change that it has now. But I don't understand why a lot of people are complaining. I mean, meditation was never a move that was supposed to be used in PvP. It was only a PvE move. Knocking your opponent away to meditate, knocking your... counter to my move. Not Dragon Burn. Dragon Burn noob. I mean, meditation is still a move that can work. I mean, first of all, it's a PvE move. But also, if your character has already 10 bars of ki and use meditation, you will gain this. You will get complete 10 bars of keys super fast. I mean, I don't necessarily want to give Dragon Burner props, but it was a good reaction time. A good reaction. So remembered someone uploading on YouTube that Demonic Destruction has a glitch because people kept vanishing and limit bursting, but he grabbed them out of this. I mean, that has been in the game for ages because moves that are grabs or work like grabs or have grab properties that they still catch you when you vanish or use a limit burst. Doesn't have enough key. And this guy is so annoying. From all the people I've faced in ranked in my entire life, you are the most annoying and worst player imaginable. Say hi to my stream. Say hi to my stream. Vittori getting into character and dressing as a complete clown and everything. This guy's literally the worst person I've ever played. There's no denying. Are we facing a 3-buff human margin? Uh-huh. I hate this range sometimes. Horrible streamer margin, dude. Get some help or take some practice. I don't know. Like some people are just super bad. Some people are just super bad at the game.
Greetings.
Blindside. I only have one super soul of this. Can I buy them?
Welcome.
Because I would have liked to send this super soul, but I only have one copy.
Welcome.
Blindside, just for you, I sacrificed 5 TP medals. Wait a second. Received history? I also got something from you? Can I pick more than one? I don't know. also got another gift. Oh, nice. Nice. I got my fire TP back. Kinda. You know what? Since sending you a giant apple because apples are healthy. They are food, water in one, a lot of vitamins. Nah, normally you send sweats water because they were sweating so much and they have to get that water back. But yeah, definitely these people boosters, booster pretty cheap. I don't know, a cheap leg switcher, amazing. Sweeper female margin, booster, cheap and leggy. Also pretty laggy and cheap. Idiot, still. Cheap. 7 is a booster. I think I will main number 7. But yeah guys, in approximately, I would say 5 or 6 hours I will be doing another live stream. This time I will be hosting my avatar deemed lobby. I suggest that you go to the beginning of the stream. Why is he sending me a friend request? Like the guy with the Super Saiyan Blow Goku CAC who suddenly played like the last idiot on Earth, like the only idiot on Earth, with cheap characters and such. So suddenly gives me a friend request. This guy went pathetic so fast, hence I unfriended him. But yeah, if you scroll back at the beginning of the stream, really early in the stream, I started to talk about what moves could we use for our characters. But yeah, for those who don't know, in 5 or 6 hours, I'll definitely be posting it on my Discord whenever when I'm going to stream again. But pretty much in 5 or 6 hours I will be doing my avatar deemed endless lobby, in which, and this is a hobby that I will completely host for you. So you pick a character of yours and choose one of the 4 elements and you build your character around it. When you're water, you pick water type moves, earth-like moves. I've already went at the beginning of the stream what could be considered an earth move, what are we using, it's the entire sub-element thing. And it would be nice if you could actually... Oh, come on. Go away, go away.
Welcome.
If you could also give your character the entire set of the Ultimate Turtle Hermit costume. It's going to be tricky if you're not, if you're an Earthling or Saiyan, it works. But if you're a Margin character or Namekian or Frieza, maybe pick the Berserker suit or the Dino Wuji or whatever. But something I didn't consider. But it would be nice if you could use the Turtle Helmet and color it based on the colors of the element. Like for Waterbender, you're mainly using blue, like blue and white. For Earth, you're going to pick green and brown, I would say. For fire you pick red and yellow, and for air you pick yellow and orange. Choose elements. Oh, okay, so. But yeah, I think for wind, I think there are really no moves for sub-element. But yeah, in my next stream, before I start the actual Avatar themed lobby, I will pretty much go over certain things again. So that you also have a chance to maybe adjust your moveset. And then you tell me if you want to join. Then you're sending me a screenshot of your preset in which you want to participate in. Who are these people? Then you're sending me a screenshot of your preset. And then to see if the moveset is legit for this endless and the super sword. Also something for the super swords. First of all, no 10 HP super sword like the one from Frieza. No thank you Dragon Balls. And here's the interesting part. You also have to choose a super sword that has a fitting limit burst for your character. Water Tribe gets a health region limit burst. Earthbender gets a super armor limit burst. Fire Nation gets attack limit burst. And Airbender gets an auto god limit burst. So I guess I think it would be wisest if when you choose an element, and then you decide, okay, maybe I need a strike character because I'm going to have more strike moves. Maybe I have a Ki Blast character because maybe I need a Ki Blast character because I probably have more Ki Blast attacks. And then, okay, what kind of super sword do I want? Do I want to be more technical with it? Do I want to go for damage? And also casual fights. Alongside, there are going to be a lot of rules. Like, I think I could probably go over really quick for air moves. Use transparent moves. Ki Blast Can, Soaring Fist, Shockwave, or maybe Hyper Tornado. Everything that really indicates wind. For water, you can use ice moves, like from Ice Shenron. You can also use Kamehameha moves, like beams. Maybe Tyrant Lance, or something that really indicates like a stream of water. Or like a water stream, like a stream of water. Also, you can choose one sub-element for your supers and ultimates, meaning that, for example, if you're playing a waterbender, you can use a move like Death Psycho Bomb, because that really gives the feeling of bloodbending. And then you could also use Paralysis as some sort of bloodbending, because you keep your pawn in place. Yeah, you missed the entire stream. For Earth type, we decided to use, besides Stone Bullet, there's not much that we can, and Death Meteor, there's not much we can think of. So I give moves like Gigantic Rage a pass, and also moves that have the color of green to indicate some sort of mineral bending, because, you know, crystals in Avatar, there were a lot of green crystals. So you can technically use moves like Gravity Impact, Perfect Shot on an Earthbender build. Also Gigantic Omega from Broly, and maybe yeah, also Sonic Bomb. That's something you could also use as It's kind of an indicator of eruption of the ground. And I'm kind of thinking to give Shining Slash a pass, mainly because you know, you create a blade out of nothing pretty much. Metal bending. I mean, Earthbender needs options. And for fire bending, I originally thought about Super God Fist and Evil Whirlwind because they are yellow, and Shine Shot because it's also yellow, but I think then you can just say, okay, I use consecutive energy blasts, energy wave combo, and then the real fire moves are kind of out of question, you know. Like moves like Justice Kick, who has like, with its second input, a wave of fire, Burning Shot, Dragon Blitz, you know. For fire, please use moves that also have like fire in it. You can also use Zamasu's Lightning of Absolution, because thunder, lightning is a sub-element of fire. So you can also technically use Lightning Impact too, because it's kind of like electricity stuff. Finish Buster, yeah, this... I mean, for fire, we have a lot of fire type or fire looking attacks, where your character emits literal fire. So this is why I don't necessarily think we need to have Finish Buster in that. Also, obviously, since you're using fire, there's a good chance that you probably use Dragon Burn. I mean, there's also the rule of not cheesing. You may equip Dragon Burn, but let's be honest, don't use it for any cheesy stuff. Don't spam it. Don't really try to get your opponent in a stamina break like this. I mean, I think for an alternative way for fire, I allow Spirit Slash to kind of resemble like Zuko's breakdance move. I don't know, but this is what I originally had in mind for Evil Whirlwind. But it's like on the other hand, I don't think we should let Evil Whirlwind be on this list. I mean, even though we have Keyblast Ken and Soaring Fist is kind of a bit busted. But Firebenders still have like Justice Kick, which is also like really good. I could also see Airbender use Angry Shout, because they're inhaling first. Yeah, exactly, Darken, my thoughts exactly. But yeah, be creative. And yeah, up to 5 or 6 hours I will be live again. Yeah, Goku, this is why I gave a quick summary of the rules. This is why I also said, okay, that it would be nice if you could also... So for people who do not have many outfits or stuff, maybe take the Rarity 3 clothing that's exclusive for your character. And make it color themed. Or if you have the time and feel like it, search up pictures of soldiers from each of the 4 nations. And try to be as accurate as possible with the outfit. For example, similar how I used to have my male Saiyan be dressed up kind of as Aang, as an airbender, in my like air type or air D moveset. I mean, if you're in my Discord, you don't have to put a timer there. When I'm live, I will give people to prepare and gather an additional hour before the actual Endless starts. So probably at 10 or 11 p.m. here in Germany. I mean, if you want to know the time zone here in Germany, just Google Germany current time, and then you see, just type in on Google Germany current time, and then you see what's the current time zone. So when it's 10 or 11 p.m. for me here, I will start the stream. So so you know how long it takes for your time zone to reach. To see what's allowed. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, as I already mentioned, like no cheesy super swords like the 1 HP. And thank you, Dragon Balls. Again, Water Tribe have to use the super sword with a health limit burst. Earth has to pick a super sword with a limit burst, with super armor limit burst. Fire with an attack limit burst, and air with a auto guard. And let's be honest, there are so many super swords in the game. I think this also puts a bit of variety. I kind of like this entire idea to make something like this. It gives people a lot of variety and a bit of room to be creative. Yeah, it has to pick a limit burst, yes. Actually, you can. It's an electric move. If you have a fire character, you can, again, as I mentioned, you can use one sub-element for super and ultimate. Also, Emperor's Edge is also a move that I would give the Earthbenders a pass. Because it's kind of like you're using lava to attack the opponent. And lava is apparently a form of sub-element of Earth. There's no grass element. I mean, technically in Avatar, waterbenders used to bend vines and all that stuff, leaves. If you have a plant-based attack in the game, feel free to put it on your water character. I mean, technically, if you're an airbender, you can use Vegeta's Super Soul. If you're an earthbender, you can use your Right Might 2 Power, for example, or Topo Super Soul. And the Awoken should be Potential Unleashed. Let's be all even with the Awoken. I mean, technically, an Firebender can use this Super Soul right here. It has an attack limit burst for more movement speed and for more ki. Oh yeah, and also not the Gamma 2 Super Soul, that's also really important. I mean, technically, Airbenders can use this Super Soul right here. Firebenders can use Piccolo, Shenron went the extra mile. Waterbenders can technically use Guess You Can Fight. What time? 10 or 11 p.m. in Germany. And it's funny, at the beginning of the stream said, max 2 hour stream. Now I'm at 3 hours. Nice, funny. But yeah, guys, yeah, I hope you prepare all of your characters for the Endless. And yeah, let's see how it goes. And depending on how well it goes, I will repeat this in the future. Probably much sooner than some people expect. So guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you later on with the second stream, which will be the Avatar Deemed Endless Lobby. If they use that super soul, it would be amazing. But it would reduce their gameplay by quite a lot, because stone stunning is not as good as key stunning. But yeah guys, I hope you come up with something creative. I also hope that we do not see just firebenders or or airbenders. I hope we see all different kind of benders. And yeah, see you later guys. Until it's 10 or 11 PM in Germany.